Now I can only guess the reason you're here is because you beat part 1, but if you didn't, it's right here. If you made it off the boat, you're in for a real doozy. I hope you prayed to R and Jesus, because shit's about to get weird. Without further ado, let's get started. And we are back. So, just for the sake of the video, we're going to leave the webcam out so you guys can see my inventory and my stats, just to make sure. So, first thing you want to do is open your inventory, drop these boxes out here, and in case you guys are wondering, you can change the inventory settings so that tab is your inventory. I did this toggle inventory, so if you look at the bar here, it's, you know, 3/4 of the way down to the bottom. Toggle inventory, I swapped it to tab, and as well, for another tip here, you can remove enter as show chat. So you just click on this and then you hit clear, and then your chat won't pop up anymore when you're using enter to skip through text. So resume. So we drop the 2 barrels here, then we head over here. We can double right click, pick up this. Then we head up here. I'm just gonna follow along the beach.
Those are the same beasts that sank
Sir Laura's gonna talk to us. Hit OK. Talk to him again to shoo him away, and then dismiss the squirrel. I do this because of 2 reasons. When I do a teleport later on, he gets in my way and possibly kills me, and when I fight the Titan later on, he also gets in my way and possibly kills me. So, now for this text here, you're gonna basically speed through until you see the words promise him. So you just have to watch very closely right around this area and until you see those words. So I saw the words, they were there, and then we're gonna skip a couple more times. In this text, we're gonna pick the 4th option, Divinity for arts, and then the 2nd option to get him as an enchanter.
And gives you a smile that wavers ever so.
Now, as you're aware, of course, there are other.
We will head towards the shore here. Actually, I'll show you right now because you don't get that time back. Basically, he has rain and electric discharge, which we use to extend his range.
Hello, small furry creature.
So we bring Fane up here, click on these stairs, separate the 2. Oh, and it auto-loaded, or it auto-saved. I could turn that off too. We bring Prince right to the edge of this rock. And once he gets there, we press the rain button. Make it rain. Then when the crocodile boy comes up here, we just set our mouse up right here with electric discharge. He comes up on the rock. We start the fight and then swap to Fane. Now on Fane, we use Chameleon Cloak. This allows us to skip the cutscenes that are right here, or the unskippable text, I guess. You just text mash, we're skipping. So, we come to this spot near the Brazier, and that gives us the waypoint in the corner here, and which we need later on. Now we send him here, and to the gate, we're gonna swap to the Prince. We're gonna press space to skip his turn. Now, while Fane's at the gate, you can do this 2 ways. You can set it this way to make it easier, but I got pretty good at doing it this way. As long as you go to the right side of the gate. If you're on the left side of the gate, it makes it a lot harder. That boat. That crate that you picked up, you just set it behind Fane and walk on through. That's going to start a fight with these characters, but they can't get to you because you're behind the gate. Now, you're going to walk to the door here, and don't leave this, like don't go to Prince, because that will make your character stop. But now, we got the autosave, we click up here, then we swap to Prince. He's still there, we're going to skip our turn again. Swap back. Come up here. 2nd set of stairs, use Chameleon Cloak at the top. And just click ahead, and click on the boat.
A boat. I'd thank you to pres-
Now we skip that text. That brings us to the next area, which if you want to leave immediately because this cat is going to talk to you. I hope he doesn't talk to me, but he might anyways, because I was a bit slow. So as we come up here, we go to our inventory, and we're going to skill Strength 2 points and Wits 2 points. This gives us the first turn in battle later on, and we're going to come right up to this dead body. Now, as you're walking to this dead body, you want to grab all skilled up in the talents, then go back to the skills, grab Huntsman, Scoundrel, Warfare. This gives us an ability that we need for each of these classes. Now, for here, we obviously skill Telekinesis. Well, maybe not obvious to you yet, but it will be obvious soon. And that's all for that. Now, we loot this Dead Magister, grab the Electric Discharge Scroll, and make sure you move it up the skill bar. So it's not on the one slot, because you don't want it there. You definitely don't want it there. So now we can come down to this tent over here. While it's auto-saving, we can swap back to Prince, and now this enemy is on our boy Prince. So we drop the icicles on him, then we'll swap back, get the text. Sorry if that was confusing, we were this way before. So you basically just keep walking through the tent up to this area. So there's a big bridge here with the vines, you want to come up the vines. Swap back to the Red Prince, we will use Electric Discharge and finish this dude. Probably shocking ourselves. So we'll swap back to Feign, and the idea here is just to keep Feign moving. The easiest way to do this is to just make sure you're clicking far enough ahead, usually outside your vision, and then just swapping to the Prince. We're going to loot him, but we're going to send the gloves to Feign, right? And then that turn's going to end. We're going to swap back to Feign. And now we got lots of vision up here. So, we got lots and lots of vision. So this is where we want to be, right there. So with Prince now, we can flee combat and go to the beach. Then, we can come down to the steps here. And while we do that, we can skill his strength. Grab these barrels. Swap back to Feign. Go invisible. So use Chameleon Cloak to go invisible to avoid the Shriekers. And just come through the courtyard here. All the way around to the back. If you know the map of Divinity, this should be pretty simple for you. This like running through. Now here is where you would put, well actually you would put on your gloves of teleport like as soon as you can, like ASAP. So now, this is where I do a quick save usually. Then, I'll take, ooh, I did not mean to do that. F8. That is why we quick save. Okay, and this is where we drop our Death Fog barrel. So right about there, just past the ladder is where I like to put it. So now this is where the RNG comes into play. And I'm just going to drop it here just to show you guys. Boom. So, we actually got perfect RNG there. We got the Knight away from the Death Fog, and we got the Death Fog pathing so that the Knight can walk through this area. And that is what we need. And we also killed Alexander. And we killed the other invisible dude right here. So I'm going to reload and show you guys one more time. The reason that this works is that you're dropping the barrel on the invisible character. Normally you can't drop it on enemies unless they walk into it while it is moving. So we go to our inventory, drop the barrel just past the ladder. And then I usually set the barrel up so that it just popped off the line here, and I just move it slightly off center to the up position. It looks like he didn't get hit, so do an F8. So that was an example of bad RNG, is we got a weird Death Fog that didn't actually hit Alexander. So we just have to reload, do a quick load. Now if you have a solid state drive, that's great. But you are allowed to pause on the loading screens. So, like, you are allowed to pause your timer on the loading screens. So, place it again. Boom. I am not sure if he can actually get through there, but we'll see. So the next step is pretty crucial. You walk up to this area right by this little crevice here. Then get ready to use invisibility. At the same time, Geist's used his ability. So at the same time he used his ability, we walk down and we're actually going to loot Alexander. We're going to press space to instantly loot him. Come over here, cast teleport, grab the mage, and then teleport him into the Death Fog. Because we're a skeleton, we can walk through Death Fog no problem. No harm done. Now, it's going to be our turn very soon. we're going to cast Atrophy, or sorry, Tentacle Lash on the Magister Knight. We're going to flee, and we're going to go to Abandoned Camp. Now, we're going to go up here, and we're going to let the fight progress. So, the next bit, we have quite a bit of time to do. But basically, you want to put everything you own, except for the discharge scroll, into this bag. Everything that you picked up off of Alexander. And then you give the bag to Prince. And then you give the barrels to Fane. We swap back to Prince. Go to waypoints. Go to the Fort Joy Square. And now we're not overburdened. And that's the whole point of giving the barrels back to Fane. So, now as we can see, Hild is actually coming up here. So we want to talk to her right away.
Need something in the kitchen, do you? Hey.
Basically, we will give her the backpack, and we're going to take Cloak and Dagger, and that is the reason why we need a Scoundrel earlier in our talents. So, make sure you hit this button to barter.
Why don't you take a gander?
We're going to take our leave, and then we talk to Butters.
Heading into the kitchen.
Butters. And then we grab Tactical Retreat, which is the other movement speed ability. So, say you don't want any trouble, be on your way. Then we just swap back to Fane, go to our inventory, make sure you give Fane the gold that's left, and then learn these 2 skills. Now you can kind of adjust your abilities here if you like. You know, some people want to move them around a little bit, and that's all up to you. It's all up to personal preference. Alright, now for here, this little trick. You want to... Some people like to walk down and then go invisible and walk across, but if I use Tactical Retreat, I can jump right to this area and then run through and not die. It's a little bit sketchy and it can kill your run if you mess up, and that is the one spot where Sir Laura will actually block your pathing as soon as you teleport down there. So it looks like they actually finished him off, but we have both Geist and the Markswoman up. Get into combat. We're going to use Teleport on Geist and teleport him into the Death Fog. Then we're going to flee again because we're too weak to actually fight. So we flee to the Abandoned Camp. Head down to the middle of the stairs here. Use Tactical Retreat. Land as far down as the stairs here. And then once teleportation is off cooldown, you can head over here and actually fight this guy. Cool. So this was like a bad example of RNG. Not normally, sorry. If you get good RNG, the archer will be the only person left. And that's the way it works. So now you grab the barrel. Now we're overburdened, so just remember that. So we need that flame barrel for later on, so make sure you pick it up. So we skip through the text. So now we're going to level up our strength so that we are not overburdened. And then we're going to walk into this spot right here, hit Tactical Retreat, and we get a little tiny spot to teleport right there. And then we just talk to her. Speed through the text, just boom, 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 boom. And we're done. And that is Act 1. Well, you made it through part 2, and you're well on your way to becoming Godwoken. I bet you're stoked as hell, because I know I am. Guys, if you enjoyed this video or found this tutorial helpful, I hope you'll subscribe. Or, if you want to follow me on other platforms like Twitch, or Twitter, or Instagram, I'll be dropping those in the description. See you next time, and I hope you have a worldly day. I'm out!